Hello students. So today's class is about another advanced method of artificial vegetative propagation, that is tissue culture. So previous class already we have started about discussion of this topic and we stopped there. So what is meant by tissue culture? You all are aware of what is meant by tissue, so, right? Group of cells is known as tissue, and some group of cells present in the plant are having the capability or ability to produce into the new plant, that is known as tissue culture. So these tissues can be cultivated and they are allowed to propagate in the laboratory. From that, the tissues, some type of plants, some saplings or the plantlets can start developing in them. So in tissue culture, new plants are grown by removing tissue or separating cells from the growing tips of the plant. So especially which type of cells can be selected? They are nothing but the meristematic cells. In class 9th already we have studied tips of that root tips and shoot tips of the plant. If you see, they are having the apical meristems, right? Apical meristems. These are the apical meristematic cells are present in that, which are having the ability for continuous growing. The main function of this apical meristematic cells or the meristematic tissues is nothing but the continuous division. So such type of tissues can be collected and they are allowed to grow in the petri dishes or else in the test tubes. This type of dish they'll take in the laboratory, and in the dish they allow these meristems to grow. From group of cells, new plant can develop in this case. So that is known as tissue culture. So this is a type of in vitro method. What is meant by in vitro? Not in the organism body, it happens in the laboratory. So tissue culture is an in vitro method carried on artificial medium which a cell or tissue or else callus or explant is used to create a whole new plant. Example of plants which can used in tissue culture, used to propagate through tissue culture, are like orchids, asparagus and chrysanthemum plants, okay, which are very rare to produce the seeds, or the seed they lost the ability to germinate the seeds, okay. Even any of the vegetative propagation is not suitable to propagation, in that case this tissue culture can be adapted, okay. So what happens in the case, you can see already we discussed that this particular apical tissues can be collected, group of tissues can collected, and they are allowed to grow in the artificial medium which is rich with all hormones and nutrients. Suppose first of all they add the nutrients to this in the petri dish, whatever the nutrients required for the plant growth can be provided in this, and this group of tissues are allowed to develop or allowed to grow in that. Blue color dots are indicating the tissue and red color is indicating the nutrients, okay. Then after few weeks, if you observe, when the technicians when they observe, then there will be mass of tissues or the group of tissues will start growing. So that is known as actually callus, okay. And this callus can be transferred to another nutrient medium, because already whatever the nutrients are available in this medium is absorbed or taken by this callus, so that the callus can be transferred to another nutrient medium, okay. Now the callus can be transferred to another nutrient medium where it can grow into explant state. Explant state means slowly they start germinating. Very small plants can start growing in this area, okay. Now these plants, this is known as explants, explant, okay. Now these plants can be transferred to the desired areas. Into the soil it can be transferred. So what is the advantage of tissue culture? As everything is under control of the like researchers, or completely it can be done in the laboratory, most of these cases the plants are disease free. Okay, less chances of infections in the case. And as less chances of infections are there, along with that there is a chance of growing desired quality plants. Okay, plants can grow. At the same time, from limited number of cells, more number of plants can be grown. So number of offsprings will be more. Offsprings will be more. Okay, number of offsprings can be more, because we taken some group of cells. From that, more number of plants can be propagated. Clear? Here what happens in the case, cells are then placed in an artificial medium where they divide rapidly to form a small group of cells are known as callus. Now the callus is transferred to another medium containing hormones for growth and differentiation. Okay, another medium that is containing the hormones for growth and differentiation. These plantlets are then placed in the soil so that they can grow into mature plant. Using tissue culture, many plants can be grown from one parent in disease-free condition. This technique is commonly used for ornamental plants. So what are such type of plants we have discussed? Like chrysanthemum, asparagus and orchids can perform this tissue culture process. Okay, that is about tissue culture. And remember, tissue culture, remaining any artificial vegetative propagation, even we at home we can try, but tissue culture it's very difficult to try at home because it needs nutrient mediums and hormone supplies, and specific temperatures also needs. So that is about asexual reproduction, one of the asexual reproduction, that is vegetative propagation in plants. Now tell me, what is the need of performing this vegetative propagation? Why should vegetative propagation must be done when like sexual reproduction through flowers it can be done in plants? At the same time, natural vegetative propagation also without the human involvement it can be done in the plants. Then what is the need of artificial vegetative propagation? Definitely there is a need of artificial vegetative propagation, because in this vegetative propagation, more number of plants can be produced. You see, more plants can be produced from single parent plant. So that what can happen? What is the advantage of this? More plants can be produced from the single parent plant. So that what is the advantage? Because to meet the population demand in horticulture or in agricultural practices, most of the farmers are adapted this artificial vegetative propagation method. Okay, so along with that there are some other advantages also there. So what are those? If you see, as we depending on already grown parts of the plant in vegetative propagation, depending on already grown parts of the plant like stem or root or leaves, whatever it is, it takes less time to regrow. Okay, it takes less time to regrow. So new plant formation takes very less time. Suppose if you depend on the seed formation and the seed germination to get the new plant, it takes long time. But this vegetative propagation avoids that process because already grown parts we are using, so that it takes less time to regrow. Okay, time consuming process this is. Along with that, as in vegetative propagation, single parent is involving, so that the same characteristics or the similar characteristics of the parent can be carried to the next generation. Suppose parent plant characteristics you desire, you want the same parent characteristics in the new offspring also. So that case, as there is a single parent involvement, less chances of variation, so that you can carry the same characteristics to the next generation. Okay, so single parent is involving so that same characteristics can be carried. Okay, so that is another advantage. Along with that, the seeds which lose the ability to germinate, or the seeds which are non-viable in nature, that case vegetative propagation is very much useful in case of non-viable seeds. So what are non-viable seeds? Non-viable seeds are nothing but non-viable seeds are nothing but they lost the ability to germinate. They can't germinate. Example, banana seeds, grape seeds. Banana is also having seeds. If you see while eating banana, black dots can be seen. Those are nothing but banana seeds. So banana seeds, some type of oranges, some type of grapes lost the ability to germinate. In those cases, this vegetative propagation is the best option to produce or propagate the new plant from the parent. So how this vegetative propagation is advantageous over sexual reproduction in the plants, as single parent can produce many vegetative parts like cutting process or layering process or even the grafting process. More plants can be produced from the single parent. Even as we are not depending on the seed formation, seed germination, it takes very less time to regrow. Okay, and third point, as there is a single parent involvement, the same characteristics can be carried to the next generation. Suppose you like parent characteristics very much, then the same characteristics can be carried to the next generation. And the seeds, the plants which are having the seeds, but the seeds cannot germinate, such type of seeds are known as non-viable seeds. That case, as they lost the ability to germinate, that case vegetative propagation is the best option, because even they have the seeds, they cannot germinate because of some variant genes present in them. They cannot germinate, so that vegetative propagation is the best option for them. So which type of seeds? They are like banana seeds, some type of orange seeds, some type of grape seeds, they cannot germinate. So that case vegetative propagation is the best option. Okay, so that is about vegetative propagation, which comes under one of the asexual mode of reproduction.